everyone. Today we are going to talk about ACE word building paces. So I'm going to show you a few of them. I'm going to turn the camera around just a little bit and show you the inside of them, but I'm going to show you a second grade, a third grade, and a fourth grade one so you can kind of see the difference. So mainly the layout is you have a few words. You say the word, you spell the word. I'm looking at the book. Kind of gives you a little definition about the word, and then you write them sometimes 5, 6 times, and then you have a little checkup in the book. And the checkup is of those words that you have reviewed. And then, so you write them a few times. I'll turn it around so you guys can see. And there's a little checkup, and then you'll learn a few more words. There's another little checkup. Learn a few more words, another checkup, and then at the end you do your self-test, which has all the words in there. So depending on what grade you're doing, first grade doesn't have near as many words. Second grade, they normally have, let me see here real quick, 40 words that they learn in each pace. Third grade, they have, I think it's the same, 40 words, and then fourth grade, it looks like they have 30 something words, give or take, for each pace, which when you get to fourth grade, it's a little different. They do it in cursive, but I'm going to show you a view of these in just a moment. But I wanted to get on here and tell you some help. So I've read a lot where people's children are not learning the words and they're getting through the whole book, and then at the end when they take their test, they fail the test. And so technically, if you make an 80 or below on your pace, you're supposed to redo that whole pace. But you can try to do a few helps along the way. I know that one of my kids are really, really strong in spelling. Another one of my children, I have 2 boys, another one is really good, but some of the words are a little hard at times, but they are both pretty strong in spelling, so I don't have a lot of trouble out of them. I haven't had to use many of these, but this is what we typically do. So I will give my children their goal for the day. And so say they're learning new words that day. Whenever they come to my desk, because I sit in here with them all day, whenever they come to my desk, they know to bring me their word building book, and they'll bring me their word building book, and I will open it up and we will go over the new words that they learn. So I will orally give them a little quiz, pop quiz or whatever. I'll just say, okay, tell me how you spell the word smell. And then I'll give them a little sentence so they'll know which word it is. I try to do that every day, and not every day do we get to that, because right now we're doing vision therapy and we're in the car a lot, and so I'm driving and I don't get to orally always do it. But if not every day, I try to do it every other day. That helps a lot. Another thing that can help is at every checkup, when they do little mini quizzes, I call them, just a few words, whatever they miss on the checkup, I would have them write those words 5 times each on a sheet of paper. That helps. Writing helps a lot. To break up the monotonous of it, and I don't know where they're at the moment, but we have, we have little dry erase boards, and they have lines that are already on them that's like sentence lines. And so sometimes I'll just hand that to them and I'll have them write it on there. So it's not just the same old humdrum write on a piece of paper. That helps. There are places online where you can make your own word searches. Now, my kids love word searches for the most part. Some days they get overwhelmed with them and don't care for them, but I will post a couple links to some free places that you can download word searches. You can put your own words in them, so all your spelling words you can put in there, or your word building words. The word building and spelling is the same, and then print it off, and your kids can do that. The words maybe they're struggling with, put those in there. One place is www.education.com, and then there's several other. If you'll just go to Google and put in make your own word search, you can find lots of them. So that's what we do. And then review every day. Just constantly review when you're going down the road in the car. Now, I know I don't have a word building book with me at all times, but if I can think of it, if we're running to town real fast and I'm not the one driving and I'm in the passenger seat, I'll try to grab their word building books real quick. And then when we're in the car, I'll be like, okay, how do you spell such and such? And sometimes my kids like, oh, Mom, we don't have school right now. And sometimes they just do it. We also do a lot of our math facts when we're in the car riding down the road. I'd be like, what's 2 plus 2? What's 4 plus 4? We do that a lot. And then just go slow. There's nothing wrong with going slow in word building. You don't want to rush so fast through it that your children are not learning the words and the spelling of the words. If they are really struggling, it's okay to go back a couple paces. So say that you've taken the diagnostic test on the ACE website and it says that your child is placed in such and such pace number, and you get that and they're really struggling. Now, a little struggle is good, and I know that might not make sense to some of you, but you don't want it so easy to where they just hundreds all the time, and I mean they don't ever miss anything. You don't want it so simple. But with ACE, it progresses there's a stage where it starts getting harder, and you'll enjoy those easier days. So it's okay to move back a couple paces. The test is just a guideline to kind of get you to where you need to be. It is not you have to start at this. With one of my children, we took the test with both of them when we started ACE. With one of them, it showed that they started a certain area, and I put him way above that area, and he has succeeded awesome. Another one of mine, I went back a couple paces, and they're doing great. They're right where they need to be. So you overall are the parent, and you know exactly where your child needs to be. But if you don't want to tweak it like that, just start where they tell you to. If it gets too hard, move back just a little bit. It's better to have them learn it the correct way than to have them struggle and not get it at all. So I'm going to turn my screen around, and I'm going to show you a few samples of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade word building paces. Okay, here is an overview of 1026, which is on the level of 2nd grade, 1035, and 1043. So if you were doing grade levels, this is the middle of 2nd, middle of 3rd, middle of 4th. I'm going to show you just a little sample on the inside. This is 2nd grade level, and the good thing about ACE is you do not have to focus on grades because there are no grade levels on the paces anywhere. They are just numbered. So unless you share the coding with your child, they will never know. And that's something that is never discussed here at our house. So this is halfway through 2nd grade level. So what happens is the first page, let me try to get you a little closer here. The first page is introducing the spelling words that they will be learning in this book. There's their verse, and then this is pretty much the layout of all the books. So you have the word, you say the word, you say each sound. So bell, say each sound, b-e-l, bell. Print the word bell 6 times. Remember, right over the dotted example. It gives the meaning of bell, and it gives an example with the word bell in it. And then it talks about the short sound for E, so it gives any kind of rules for your letters and stuff. So this is their spelling word, and they write it 6 times, including this. And then the next page is usually the same. So you still have the L family. And so the single words that you only do 1 time, they are not your spelling words. It's the words that you're writing several times. And then smell, same thing, gives the meaning of the word and a sentence with it. Then you have your verse. Same thing, same thing. And then usually you have a page like this before you get to the checkup, which is just sentences, and you choose the correct word for it. And the word that you choose is actually a spelling word. And then you have a checkup. So then his checkup is a review of all the words that you've learned so far. So it's like a spelling test. And so what I would do is whatever word, okay, so he got sell wrong. And so I had him respell the word, and then I have a separate sheet of paper that I give, and then they'll write that word 3 to 5 times. So the checkup's normally a page like this and a page like this, and then you continue on again. And then at the end of the book, the self-test is all of these words here. And so we have another sheet of paper that we printed off from online that has 40 blanks. And then I just read these words to them when we do a spelling test. Sentences on the back, Bible verse. There's a final test that's on the inside. It is set up the exact same way. So the final test on the inside has the blanks for the 40 words. And then on the back it has the sentences. Okay? So then this is the next. This is like the middle of 3rd grade. It's pretty much the same way. It has the words they'll be learning in this particular book. Same thing. The checkups the same way, but it just starts having more words on the checkups. And then in the back, it's the same thing. When you get to the 4th grade level, it becomes a little different. In 4th grade, they'll be doing their words all in cursive, and it just looks different. So this is their spelling words, and here is where they write their words, and so it tells you the rule. There's a rule that they learn. So when there is a rule for spelling words and stuff, normally it's in some kind of a box, and a lot of times I'll highlight it. There's another rule, there's a box. So they're doing the same thing as the other ones where they copied the words several times, except this time they're just doing it one time and it's in cursive. Their verses are in cursive, so they learn cursive writing in 3rd grade. So this is a little different. They're matching up the spelling words, and then they're going to write each of the above spelling words one time. So there's more writing as you go. Read and write these spelling words. There's fill in the blank. Write a sentence for each of these spelling words. I want you to read the story and draw a line under the spelling words. Each word is used twice. And then here's what the checkup looks like. On a separate sheet of paper, write these spelling words 3 times. And then different rules. Fill in the blank. So that's the same over and over, and then you get to the self-test. And so this is all the spelling words that they will have learned in this pace. So you'll just get a piece of paper, give it to them, and then you'll read these words to them. They're going to draw a line, match it up. There's sentences where they'll determine which one to underline. And then the self-test, which is in the center. I think, did I already pull it out? No, it's in the center. So the self-test, there's 33 spelling words you'll give, and then there's some other questions. And then, I don't know if there's anything, there's nothing on the back. That is a peek of word building. This is 1043, 1035, and then 1026. Thank you for watching.